Pow Wow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. Pile number 30, and I'm super excited to be with you guys today. As always, you're going to dive into love the community, then talk about what's happening on the markets, and talk about the golden thematics week that's just over, talk about some new earn strategies, and have a one-to-one with a wonderful CEO of Kiln, our solution for staking as a service, validating nodes, and making sure that not only we're getting rewards on our favorite blockchain's proof of stake, but as well, everything is well thought. And we are really looking forward to bring more and more great services into SwissBorg. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel. I'm the proud founder of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. And again, shout out to my XAUT. I have t-shirts every day. Even yesterday, I was like walking with another t-shirt. I still have the Mickey Mouse one and the Superman one that I haven't aired so far, but I've been using them. This one, I don't know if I already wear it on the show, but there you go. XAUT, please send me your number. I will smart send something for all of this love. And hopefully we'll see you soon somewhere in London and have some wonderful pizzas. Question of the week. Are you going to list Go? So I think so. This is a very important question is how is SwissBorg going to add more stablecoins? I think so. Stablecoins that are backed with an entity that's regulated or has been in the business for a great amount of time, such as Tether or Circle, for example. Of course, Circle has a higher type of standard of being regulated and audited by all the big companies, but Tether has a bigger track record and is still, we think that it's something that is 100% reliable, at least is strongly reliable. There's obviously only a risk to all these different stable coins. All of them has been unpegged, has been tested, but we're very comfortable with these ones. There's DAI that we have in the SwissBorg app too, that is the first decentralized algorithmic stablecoin, has been tested multiple times. It always came back, and what we always liked about of DAI is it's always been over collateralized with only few tokens that essentially have been as well tested in the battlefield. Which goes to Go, which of course Aave, we believe, is one of those AAA DeFi platforms for lending and borrowing. However, Go hasn't been tested at all. And actually the depeg has already happened today. So I think so it's trading at 98 cents, which is it's not too far from $1, but still far from it. And there's no volume. So for multiple reasons, we'll definitely not be adding any of these decentralized stablecoin algorithm stablecoins for the same reason that, for example, UST was one of the, a big catastrophe. There's other ones that have blew up in the past. And for this reason, we probably will be on the safe side. And if this happens to be a very successful one and it passes all the different risk measures, we'll probably be adding some. News of the week goes, of course, to OpenAI's founder that has created a WorldCoin, was trying to bring UBI. Of course, UBI has been a chapter that SwissBorg really has wanted to open for many, many years since this white paper. Yeah, universal basic income. This is something that's extremely important. I think so. The cool thing, what has been done with WorldCoin is that it's tested through your eye. So this is the KYC done through your eye. It's quite a cool thing. I think so. It's a good project. We haven't listed it so far, but we're thinking about this might be a possibility. So far, a lot of people have been shorting it with perps on a different offshore type of exchanges, which we don't recommend using. Elon Musk rebranded to X, quite crazy move. People are thinking, is it this because of XBorg? No, it's not, unfortunately. What it is that his first company, which was then bought by PayPal, essentially was called X, and everything that is with Elon is about X, right? SpaceX. And therefore, I think so X is now trying to rebrand itself, trying to change and be a platform where people will be able to support their content creators, people that they follow. A little bit like the thing with, which has been done, of course, with Steemit, but as well been done recently with OnlyFans. I think so, similar type of business model. So let's see how things go. Of course, big supporter of X and looking forward to the rest. Let's talk about markets and let's talk about how things have really changed for some time. What is really great here is that we see the Ethereum price that has evolved, of course, a lot throughout the years. But I think so what is more interesting here is to see how essentially people have been using more and more essentially smart contracts to deploy Ethereum into essentially DeFi, into staking, now restaking, and all of this new ways have evolved. This has really shown how Ethereum has proven to the world that not only is evolving by itself, but is being used in a much better way. And I think so the next stats here are even better than that. We see that Ethereum was while it was a proof of work, had it to pay a lot to miners, because miners essentially have a lot of computing power, and with that is very energy-evore, and therefore you need to reward, well, essentially validators. Since the merge has happened now a year ago, I think so roughly, we have seen something very different, and especially when there was an upgrade as well that happened, which was saying that Ethereum will eventually be a token that will be deflationary. And this is something that's really, really interesting to see that, as we continue and transactions grow, especially when there's crazy spikes with Pepe and different other dApps that get a little bit crazy, like CryptoKitties in 2017 or NFTs booms in 2021. When we see these big spikes that unfortunately create congestion to the market, at the same time, it creates a very big amount of transactions fees. These transaction fees enables to pay the 5% or 4% you get in proof of stake, but as well enables people to get to actually burn an extra amount of Ethereum. And I think this is something that is well thought, of course. So you need a lot of more transactions to be going forward. But what is nice is that the bigger amount of transaction that happens at that bigger amount of volume, which creates a higher price in transaction fees, which are not good. It doesn't go only to essentially us who stake, but essentially to burn tokens. And I think so this is something that I do really, enjoy seeing. And going forward, this could be a good way to, limit the supply of Ethereum and make sure that, we get to here, which is a little bit great. This pic here that we saw, that is the Pepe movement. People are essentially buying crazy. They were like, okay, I don't care. I just want to make a transaction, whatever the cost, even if it costs me like 10, 20, 50% of my money. I know that Pepe is going to go to the moon. So I'd rather just pay a big amount of transaction on Uniswap and doing that. So all in all, this is something that's very, very, very good for, say, Ethereum, not the high transaction fees, but the fact that it's deflationary and that we are essentially able to make this business sustainable. The Golden Week ZEALY Sprints results. This went to the wonderful 12 winners that have completed all the amazing tasks. Chicken Z, well done to yourself. Stanek Crypto, Jen, congratulations. Asha, Don Jesuito, Shameless, Russell Mac, Black 4Y70, congratulations. For Niti, congrats. Lucas 096, Arkany, Kendo, Krishoff, April, Zoe. Congratulations to the 12 of you guys. You complete all the tasks. You will get some golden G's of packs. Hopefully they'll be sent today. And congratulations to you. And congratulations to all the people that have participated in these quests. It's always a great way to see a lot of love, a lot of people that are bringing great ideas and really cool ways to represent the Golden Week. So congrats to you guys. So again, guys, Thursday, come on, make it. Come to our wonderful party or meetup. I'll be in the terrace in Lausanne in our office. There'll be some cool stuff. Of course, there'll be not this beautiful t-shirt, but there'll be other things. And more importantly, there will be burgers. Guardians of CHSB, this is the last chance. I think there's 4,000 plus people that have actually already voted for this. You could scan here, or you think so you'll have a notification that's in your app that enable you directly to choose between burning, protecting, and I forgot the third one. Burning, protecting, and yield. I forgot about that one. Announcement of the week. We are having more proof of stake blockchains and getting really juicy, fat APYs For Generation and Genesis, you will get a 6.5% on Soul. Soul, which is really that beautiful bird coming from the fire, that phoenix that we thought was going to blow up with FTX and all of that saga, but now is trying to rebuild his recognition, his brand, and more importantly, his great layer 1 blockchain. So talking about Kiln, which is today our staking as a service, just talked about this earlier. I'm very, very excited that we have recorded an interview with the CEO. I hope you're going to enjoy it right away. Let's get right into it.
Guys, as you know, at SwissBorg, we always try to partner up with the best projects. And for this today, I'm very excited to have one of the smartest guys in the business of staking and rewards, the founders of Kiln. Laszlo, very excited to have you on the show. Warm welcome to you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Hi, guys.
So, Laszlo, tell us a little bit about Kiln's mission, and maybe to start by the name. Why did you guys figure out that Kiln would be a great name?
Yeah, I mean, that's a long story. It's like, you know, it's a short name, sometimes hard to say in English as in French, but it's basically kind of an oven, a kiln where you make stuff, right? And because we build blocks, we create products for anyone to access transparent and secure rewards, staking, liquid staking, and DeFi. Yeah, I think Kiln matches it well. I mean, if you can still say it, you know, properly.
I love the way. So your guys' mission is really to provide an infrastructure layer that enables people to securely get into the yield business with staking and rewards, especially. How did the idea come up to, and how do you figure this out?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in crypto for quite a while now, and we've been in crypto infrastructure since 2019. We did Node as a service, and we launched our first staking business in 2020. And, you know, like rapidly, it's evident that staking would be the first yield, the first way to get reward on proof of stake blockchains, right? Before liquid staking, before even DeFi. So yeah, that's how we started. And now we think our customers, for example, SwissBorg and every SwissBorg users, they want transparent and secure yield, right? That's what crypto is about. And that's what staking and liquid staking and DeFi are as well.
Fantastic answer for that. I mean, everyone knows how our security and technology matches together. We know that Nicolas is one of the kings of technology and our CTO at SwissBorg. You just told me a bit before, but let's share this with the community. What really, I mean, makes Kiln special? How is it different from other different stakers? And let us know how beautifully you guys shine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we share similar values with Nicolas. That's why we working together, and it comes first with the team, right? It's like you need to have in that space, because you're dealing with like complex tech, you're dealing with like excellent operations. You need to have the best technical team possible. I used to be a technical recruiter before, so making sure we always have the best developers, the best engineers that work on our products is really something that is crucial to us. And then, yeah, what we made special is we came from the validator as a service business, so running validators for a client like SwissBorg, but we also built a lot of tools that make the integration and security of a player like SwissBorg much easier for them to offer staking and liquid staking and DeFi in the future to their customer base, right? We also built aggregation layer so that it's not a close-in. In the future, maybe you offer staking running with our validators, but in the future you might do the same, offering different validator providers in the backend and still using our aggregation layer. That will ease this integration and your ability to offer it to your customers. I guess maybe last but not least, yes, just the data parts in staking, the data part in crypto, everything is on chain. So you can at some point you can find the data, but like it's still super hard to aggregate it and to scale it for thousands of users, and that's we have kind of built. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And I think so. You said as well that you, as SwissBorg, if I'm not mistaken, you have this aggregation mindset that you don't need necessarily to all rebuild everything from scratch, but you try to look on the markets, which are the products that are already at a great maturity, and you're able to integrate that in the stack. That was something else that you were saying, and the idea to build more blocks for people in a more, let's say, freely way. Is that correct?
100%. Yeah. Staying, close to why we came into Web3 in the beginning, right? Decentralization and working with different companies and make it, keep the network as decentralized as possible. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks for that. That's really, really important. Obviously, security is one of the very high type of sensitive thing in the yield business. And of course, people, have to understand again, that staking is very different from yield farming, right? Real farming, there's so many more risks that goes to it, financial risk, operational risk, to smart contract risk, and others that do fall. And we know about that. Staking is a bit different because it's on a protocol level. But how is your tech secure? And what are the right ways of making sure that, your business is sustainable and let's say proof?
Yep. Maybe coming back on what staking is compared to yield farming or other definitions of staking, or what we would call staking in the ecosystem. Staking is the fact to lock some native token at the protocol level, secure these networks, validate transaction, and being rewarded for it, right? So it's really the primary reward mechanism comes from the inflation of the protocol, the new tokens that are created, and comes from the fees of the network as well. Coming back, there's no such things as risk-free rewards. So there's a risk for sure. We think the risk is much lower than the rest of the, we'd say, the liquid staking / DeFi stack, because there's smart contract risk and other risks that you mentioned. So the risk is slashing. It's really an operational risk where we have validation keys, and we need to make sure when we validate these transactions and create the blocks that these keys are as secure as possible. So we have industry SLAs, we are SOC 2 Type 2, we do a lot of audits, penetration tests, on our infrastructure on a regular basis. And still, it's a non-custodial business, right? It's like we don't have access to the funds of our customer. Again, there's this concept of slashing where we could technically, burn a bit of these funds, but that's why we make sure security is really at the core of what we do. If we want to talk a bit more technical, we have also kind of anti-slashing databases and bunch of other technical mechanism to make sure we never be slashed. We never been slashed in the past, but we always make sure we won't in the future.
I love it. I really love it. And thanks for clarifying the staking mechanism and the business behind it. In terms of, I would say, the future of staking and with all these new protocols that are trying to change and new layer ones coming into business, how do you see it from your end? How do you see things evolving? Is this something that you guys are ready, or are you, enlighten us on this topic, please?
Yep. First off, I think there's still a lot of innovation that will come from liquid staking and the combination between staking and the rest of DeFi, right? We've seen some products on that front, but we'll see more and more products. I'm very bullish about validator NFTs for validator on the Ethereum blockchain. And also, we talked about that earlier, right, before being live, but Eigenlayer is a very exciting project. This concept of using the stake position or restaking to take the security of Ethereum and to secure other projects that help Ethereum scale, right? Just as Chainlink for the Oracle, or the Graph for data indexing, or even L2s that will help Ethereum scale at some point. So EigenLayer, very, very exciting project in the staking space. Yeah, and I think coming back, staking being the primary reward source, it will be linked maybe DeFi, CeFi, as we mention like very often these days. You would see like like CeFi, real assets and real world rewards or yields coming into the DeFi experience and being linked to what is the primary reward source in DeFi, that is staking, basically. Yeah.
Really love that, and obviously a big fan of EigenLayer, and the restaking model is coming out soon, hopefully. Maybe last thing for the community, a lot of Borgers here that are listening and watching this video. What do you like the most about SwissBorg? What's the thing that he's like, oh, this is super cool?
Yeah, I think there's two things. First of all, you have one of the best UX UI in the space, and it comes back also to our missions, like to democratize Web3 and to make it as accessible as possible. But our mission is basically to rely on players like SwissBorg having this, even our head of market. Like, there's a lot of people in the company using SwissBorg, and head of marketing being forefront, pushing everyone else to use it. So yeah, amazing UX. And the second is obviously the great community, right? And it's more than having a great community. You interact with your community very well. So what we're doing today, like being as transparent when you have another partner, but also the raise you did, this crowdfunding for your users, with your users, of like, I think raising 21 million ish or so. And I mean, I think that's very, very exciting. 16,000 people invested, if I'm not. I mean, that's massive, right? It's a scale where it again, being very close to Web3 values and sharing the value of the companies and what the value you will create around you, like is very, very inspiring, I have to say. So congrats on that.
I love that. Last note, thank you so much for your time. This was really cool, guys. This is the future of staking. This is the way we're going to be secure. This is the way how you're going to get a very nice yield on your different exchange protocols. So looking forward to a long life partnership between Kiln and SwissBorg, of course. Thank you very much, Laszlo.
Thank you, sir. And thanks all.
I hope you guys enjoyed this show with Laszlo. Laszlo is really a great person. Looking forward to build more things with Kiln. Yeah, hope you guys like it. If you have any comments, questions about Kiln, please post it in here in the YouTube or on Twitter, wherever you want, and we'll answer them as soon as possible. Golden Thematic updates. It's still time for you guys, obviously, to subscribe. There's been already 4 million that has been invested so far with 4.3 thousand people, which is great after a week of launch. This is really much more, 2 times more subscribers than the Web3 thematic, which that means it's a very successful one. There's been no churn so far, and the net flow is pretty much 40,000, which is really good on the Web3. What I want to as well say is a lot of people have been doing auto invest into it as well. So this is something, for example, I'm doing on a daily basis. I'm buying a certain amount of Golden Thematic, been doing this as well for the Web3 thematic. It just sets me a good budget and enables me to bring more into the saving accounts that I think is we're going to build in the, ooh, did I just say that? Oh no. Oh no. That might be something we'll be looking forward, is how to build multiple different accounts for you to have some cool ways to hopefully build your wealth in the best way possible. If you have thoughts about that, write it here and we'll be looking forward to it. Auto Invest summer campaign, just talking about this. Trade the screen for the sunscreen. Make sure that you play this competition. There's a vacation to be won here. I really beautiful think that, when you're not able to do your workouts, well, let at least Auto Invest do it. We don't only talk about artificial intelligence, but as well about automation intelligence. And if you're on vacation, that's good. You know, take it. Make sure though that you are enjoying your time, and at the same time you're building your wealth with Auto Invest. So the summer campaign has been launched. August 1st obviously is the fireworks, and for this we just don't want you to miss out on investment opportunities. Chart of the week, this goes to the new Ethereum strategy with the cooldown and higher APYs. Ethereum actually with Lido with a 5% APY is really good. 4,000 users as well have participated there. 9% of the initial users of the ETA Smart Yield, but then more than that, $30 million was committed into that 1 week. That was really big. I actually did that. I did some, so from my, I did some Eigenlayer, but then I invested the most in the core because obviously it has lesser risk than Eigenlayer itself. A lower, of course, as well in terms of APY, which makes sense. But all in all, I think so things have been really well received. Congratulations to all of you guys. However, not everyone has participated yet, so you should probably wake up. There's still 27,000 users that are into the ETA Smart Yield, which gives a lower yield. So people should wake up, and actually most of them are people that have less than 1 ETH in it. And then what we need to understand as well is 13,000 users holding 93 million as well into that. So long story short, wake up, guys, if you haven't. Let your friends that there's a nicer APY to get into the new ETH core strategy with Lido. Which brings us to our favorite token, the CHSB, doing very well on the premium side, 325. However, we have dropped a bit some users, unfortunately, so a little bit less than 150,000. It's okay, we're just talking about a few hundred here. And overall, unfortunately, a little drop in the market and the drop into the CHSB, 11% down, which brings us to Community Index. Cast your scores, did a good one or a bad one. Talking about that, in the next 2 weeks, we will have a new Community Index with the weighting slightly changed. Overall, as last week was a big week, so CHSB, as we just showed, did quite well. Volume was slightly not that good. App activity actually even grow, which is great. Social meta a little bit on the down. CHSB holders, as you can see, went a little bit down. Invitations, not too well. Maybe people are enjoying their vacation. Beautiful burgers, another great week. The Golden Thematic has obviously been a big chapter. There's more proof of stake and more yield going through. SwissBorg was core strategies. This is something really we're putting really strong as core strategies. We want you guys. So really something that goes into staking or potentially with some DeFi as well, like Eigenlayer, but as well with Lido. Trying to minimize all the risk, to be very honest with you. I think this is something that makes a lot of sense, and then hopefully be able to build some alpha opportunities in the near future. A big next step for SwissBorg, I think so, that we're really trying to rethink here, I would say, at least on the product side, is a bit on the profile. So we have those 5 layers that we've built very well, right? From depositing, from exchange, from yodeling, then the 4th, the thematics, the 5, which is the launchpad. I think so these things are, well built. I think so the next step is to not build necessarily the 6th and the 7th, though the 6th, there's something really cool that is just in the thinking, but there's something very cool. I heard the 7th, actually, there's something as well, but there's more on the shorter run. Think about the layer 0, which is your profile, which is your investment goals. And I think so this is something that we're really trying to see what's the right approach to this. So I'm not going to talk about the whole entire, picture that we have right now, but I'd like to know what you think about it. Like, what has been like a way where you have seen like an app, financial app or sport, doesn't really matter, a meditation app, that you guys realize that there's something really grounded and something that really makes like, oh yeah, these are the process that enable me to understand who am I, where do I want to go, and then how do you combine to create this profile that essentially enables you to get all of your backlog in order to get wherever you need to get. And I think so this is something that we're trying to really perceive and look really carefully, is how to bring that wealth management experience for you. Not for someone else, for you. And if you guys have any ideas, again, I think this is something that really I would love to see going forward. There's a SwissBorg association that I know I haven't talked to CryptoPhil. I haven't talked to Julinas. I'd love to see how this is evolving. These are really new things that I would love to see how in any way I could support, even very extremely passively, by being like just a faraway member. And last but not least, there's cool things that are building in the pipeline, which is early stage, but we're trying to figure out these webinars with like a masterclass, how to see that, how we could, obviously for you guys, not necessarily you would need all to see this, but for people that are new to this space or new into wealth management, or people that are into the app but that are dormant. And the reason why they're dormant maybe is because they don't have the education, and how can we bring them back, or just newbies, into essentially SwissBorg and make them real Borgers. So this is really what's happening on the background. Next week, we'll have a special powwow that will be the second story about essentially myself. So we know, I think last time we stopped, if I remember well, on pretty much close to the ICO. There's more a little bit stories during the ICO and how this has unfolded. I'm not too sure how far we're going to get to. Maybe this would be 3 chapters, maybe 4 chapters. We'll just a bit improvise next week. So looking forward to this. As always, be healthy, be wealthy, love our CHSB and our equity. Take care, guys. Much love.
Through SwissBorg, all assets will have a fiat gateway. And here is the thing.
Premium features gives you 0 fee trading.
It's an amazing fiat gateway.